So first name Darius and last name Led like David, AS like Sam.
Can you just walk us through a little bit what happened here?
Sure. So we got a call for a reported structure fire at 48 Grand Street about 4:07 this morning. Companies arrived within 3 minutes. Reported the first engine company that got on scene reported heavy fire on the front porch. When I arrived on scene, I took command. Companies did an aggressive search inside the building, a primary search, making sure all residents and occupants were out of the building. Conditions changed quickly because of the wind and the weather, and I ended up pulling everybody out. We struck a second alarm, and then got lines in operation. We got the tower ladders in operation, and that's where we're at right now.
A lot of what we saw seemed to be trying to take the building apart with the water pressure up to the top. Walk us through how that works.
So basically, we have hazards with any fire. This particular hazard being a 3-story brick, having front porches and rear porches, and with the amount of fire, you lose the stability of the porches of the wood structure after the fire impedes on it. So what the tower ladders were trying to do is make it safe for everybody operating. Once the fire burned through the roof, use the tower ladders and flow large amounts of water onto that area to knock it down to make it safe for everybody and less of a hazard.
All right. What does it say? It looked like the fire started on the first floor. Are you saying that the wind?
So that's still under investigation, but the fire that was encountered was in the front of the building on arrival, and then it was already extending to the 3rd floor. Yeah, and then the cock locked as well.
So there was 3 families, one on each floor?
Yeah, so there's a total of 20 people displaced. No injuries to any residents that I'm aware of. No injuries to any firefighters. Special services, we called for a city bus. Special services is here to keep them warm, safe, and dry, and then they're going to help them relocate.
Any kids displaced?
That I'm not sure of.
Neighbors said their concern was there were people sort of squatting like in the basement area. Was that a concern for you guys too going in?
It's always a concern. That's why even occupied buildings, obviously you worry about the residents that are in there, but even the vacant buildings that we encounter in Hartford, that's why we go in and make sure that we do primary searches, make sure that there are no vagrants and homeless people that are finding shelter in them.
And you touched on it a little bit, but how miserable is it fighting a fire in weather like this?
Oh, it's terrible. It's tough on the firefighters for sure. And you have EMS, you have police here as well, you have you guys as well. So it makes it difficult for everybody. Thankfully, it's not really icy because that would have posed other hazards for the firefighters. So, but it makes it more difficult, and you're soaking wet.
Were there any other challenges besides the weather?
So the exposures were the only other challenge with the volume of fire. The exposures being so close to the fire building, that was something that we had to tackle right on the onset as well. So making sure that we had 2.5-inch lines just to knock down the fire and prevent it from impeding and extending to the other buildings.
And so there were homeless people in the basement?
Oh, no, that I can't. I have no idea. No, the residents said that there are people that stay like underneath the porch or something, but yeah, we have no idea about that. That would be a fire marshal investigation, and they're on scene as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Have a good morning.